we have a challenging economic situation not only within the eurozone but within the world economy. Nobody is denying that. But if I look and take a sharp look on the program countries, you see that rebalancing has taken place, that they have enhanced the competitiveness, that they have reduced the deficit, and this is what we ask them for. This does not mean that the growth path we just have in the world economy is satisfying everybody. We have to do that more. But this is something which is not related to the euro as a currency, but to the world economy as a whole.
But within the eurozone, you've talked about the countries that have already sought a bailout and received one. What about the other countries? Are they doing enough to ensure the long-term sustainability of the zone?
As I stated before, there's much more credibility in the will of the European states to keep the economic pressure on growth-enhancing reform up. And if we see the development over the last 12 and 15 months, we have established a new framework not only for the hardcore monetary policy, but for the coordination of economic policies in general. This does mean that the growth perspective probably will get better year by year as far as we go into these integrated policies. You will not receive an easy result after a few months. You will have to keep a bit stable in politics. This is what the eurozone requires, not a fast movement on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. Just keep on track, and then you will come to a better development.
But momentum matters, doesn't it? I mean, take France. President Hollande pledged at the time of his election last year that he would cut the deficit to 3% of GDP this year. The government auditors now say growth will be significantly below the 0.8% the government estimated, so it's all but impossible for France to achieve that. What should it do?
Actually, it is not a problem or a challenge just can be limited to France. If you look to the economic development in the United Kingdom or to the United States, we have to have addressed with tailor-made programs and policy mixes that we have to enhance our growth potential.
Indeed, I understand
under
that.
The circumstances.
Forgive me for interrupting you, but the reason I ask you about France is that France is in the eurozone. It's one of your fellow countries. It's one of the important economies.
Yep.
You have no locus for the UK or the US. You can only ask and hope. But France, you have influence over. Do you think they should cut more?
Actually, we are good speaking terms to the United Kingdom and to the United States in cooperation and coordinating our economic policies as well. So it is not just the German and French battle. Every country has to look on his growth potential and do their homework. And it's not the case for Germany to lecture anybody. We have an industrial-based, export-orientated economy. This works quite well. And if other countries have other different challenges, they will know that it is time to act now and not to call for everybody.
I want to ask you about Germany's economy. I want to ask you about Germany's economy in a moment and the implications for your export-led economy, which is being rather hit by what's happening elsewhere in the eurozone. But you say it's not Germany's position to lecture. Some people listening to this interview might think, well, clearly Germany doesn't want to offend France, but it's quite happy to offend the countries on the periphery of the eurozone. It's quite happy to serve up, as the president of the Cypriot Parliament said his country had been served last week, poison.
The eurozone politics are made by 17 finance ministers, and they have a common voice. Sometimes they may sound not as common as you are describing them, but in general this is not a German, a French or a Spanish politics. It's the eurozone politics. They agreed anonymously. So it's not just the way Germany does it. It's like we feel in the eurozone it's the best thing to go.